yourself thinking about your opponent. I don't do this very often, but this is kind of what I want to showcase in this video. And this all spawns from a bunch of different ideas and concepts. One, I thought I was already going to win. I thought I was going to win right there. I thought they just saw my deck. They're like, that's a meta deck. He has 500% crit on me. Like, I'm running Blade Dancer. He has a level 14 Mermaid, which is pretty solid. Pretty much max everything. Double counterspell, triple counterspell, all sent to Forest Faction, which is incredibly good. Fencing with Giants, obviously, because you're running Mermaid, and Elegant Parry is terrible. So it's better to just go straight damage. Covenant, Barrier, Hold the Line, Soul of a Warrior. I forget what his Trapper is, but he doesn't even have a max Scrapper, and then he has a max Dryad. Running Fairy of Growth, which is interesting, but probably Fairy of Growth because obviously when you use it with Scrapper, you're getting you have to eat 6 things in order to get Scrapper hits, and I'm just running like stereotypical Spirit Master, right? I finally have a level 15 Mari, just in case you were wondering. It's all the typical talents that exist. And then I did upgrade my Trapper. I believe it's now an 11. But do you ever think about your opponent? And what I mean by that is this battle happened when I was doing a live stream, and I was pretty sure I was going to beat this. But then as it got nearer to the end, and it got closer and closer and closer, and this person was still chugging along, like my focus shifted from like, oh my god, I'm playing so great, to, oh my god, Blade Dancer is doing so well. Now, I know that it has the ability to do well. Like, if you want to see any card do well, subscribe to Momo Royale, where every card does 250 billion damage, no matter what card it is. So I understand that, like, a Blade Dancer has the ability to do well. I didn't think that it had the ability to do this well, being built this bad. The typical like setup for the new strategy now that Scrapper does everything for you, is his deck, but to literally drop Dryad and add in anything else. Because in essence, his Dryad is basically doing nothing for him. Yes, it's upgrading him quicker, but beyond that, because he's not even using Fairy of Rage, it's literally doing nothing for him. If he was running Fairy of Rage and he got 20 stacks, it would eventually give him 30% extra attack. All of his units would get 30% extra damage, but it's not even doing that for him because he picked Fairy of Growth as opposed to Fairy of Rage. So it's literally doing nothing for him. If he took out Dryad and that was no card, right? And he just ran a 4-card deck, and Scrapper leveled up everything, he would be in the same position as putting a Dryad in. So, taking Dryad out and adding a Scrapper, adding in a Sharpshooter, a Banshee, a level 15 Banshee, a Witch, any of these other support cards, adding in literally anything would do so much more for his deck. And that's all I could think about, like, as this match ended. And I do win this. But there's a big part of me, like, when I got to the end and, like, everybody was congratulating me. All my fans from across the world. I don't know. I think it was Fun Mix Time. Shout out Fun Mix Time. But, like, when Fun Mix Time was like, good job, like, you played well, right? All I could think about was, why did he put Dryad in the deck? Like, it was really close at the end there, and he's not even running an optimal deck. And I understand, yes, you can use Dryad to upgrade quicker, but ultimately it doesn't push you into the end game. It doesn't add anything. It's not adding anything to his deck. And for the most part, I feel like I never even look up. I focus on what I'm playing. I'm focusing on what I'm doing. To me, like, unless my opponent is running any of the toxic cards, which are not a lot anymore, because Shaman is random. People use Witch, but they use it for Gift of the Raven. If they're running Robot, you can't really control Robot or react to Robot in any meaningful way, so that doesn't matter either. I guess it's important to note if they have a Necromancer so that you know how to build when you're building, and maybe if you can go into their equipment just to see if they have a Pocket Curse to see if you should be aware of that. But Pocket Curse also works like Shaman to where it can miss anyway, so sometimes that doesn't even matter either. There's not a lot of reason for me to look up at the opponent's board. Sometimes it gets to like double bosses and I don't even know what my opponent is playing. I'm just so focused. This game is becoming, now that they've taken away all of the toxic cards in this deck, the toxic cards in this game, they nerfed Sea Dog a lot. They've basically made Shaman useless. Nobody uses Witch as a toxic card. Clock, I don't even see a lot of Clock anymore. With all of the armor reduction modifiers that are out there, the only toxic cards you see are really Necromancer and Frost. Those are like and like Robot, if you want to count Robot as a toxic card. But because they knocked off like all of these toxic cards, there's so many games that I play that I don't even know what my opponent is playing, and I feel like the attitude that we have towards our opponent will greatly affect how we exist in this game. And that's really what I want to talk about. I feel like whenever, like, I exist in a portion of this game where, yes, I've paid into this game, but no, I don't have 8,000 crit. I don't have Necromancer level 20. I don't have all of the heroic items. I don't have a level 20 Zeus. I don't have max everything. You know, like, I exist in this game where, yeah, every so often I'll go up against a max, like a Zeus deck or a Necromancer deck, but it's not very often. And when I do go up against those decks, I just kind of like prepare myself at the beginning of the game. I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably gonna lose against this. This is beyond me. I'm probably gonna lose against this deck. And then if I do, I'm just like, yeah, I lost against that. That seems fair, right? As opposed to some people that I know, like in my chat, in my clan chat, who will post battles and they'll be like, oh my god, I'm so cool, I beat this really tough game and I'm only this percentage, I'm so amazing, look at me and how amazing I am, look at me and I beat this dumb stupid deck, this dumb stupid toxic deck, oh he has a max everything, I beat him with 1,000 crit, that's so crazy, look at me go, everybody clap for me, isn't that crazy, right? And I feel like if you have that attitude, of overly looking at your battles and being so overly dramatic with how you win, that is obviously going to translate to how you lose. Oh, how did this pay-to-win player beat me? Oh, I'm gonna quit the game because this is so pay-to-win. And like, he has a dumb, like level 20 Necromancer, and he's just using toxic cards, and it's just cheating. And they should nerf all of that. And that's unfair. This game is so stupid and so dumb. And like, they need to fix matchmaking, right? Because then you go into that. You're also if you're extreme in one direction, then you are also probably extreme in the other direction. And I don't think either is good for this game. I felt like I played a very good game in this game. And at the end of this game, all I could think about was, my god, this Blade Dancer deck should have beat me. Like, if he took out Dryad and literally substituted it with literally any card, like, he could have put a Bombardier in there, and it probably would have done more. Like, if he, but it, like, I mean, like, in all honesty, like, all of the major support cards. a level 15 Banshee, a sharpshooter, a chemist, a witch, if he added any of these other cards, I don't think I would have beat this guy. And he has 500% crit less than me. What I'm trying to say is, if you analyze your opponent, and like, this is not, like, I could easily do a bunch of Spirit Master videos where I'm winning and I'm, you know, like, this is the quote-unquote, like, one of the top best decks in the format right now. I just got a level 15 Mari, so I get the armor reduction as well. So I'm doing, like, triple armor reduction. I'm getting armor reduction on the Knight Statue level 15. I'm getting armor reduction on the Acrid Waste off of the Scrapper. I'm getting, or off of the Chemist. I'm sorry. Yeah, off the Scrapper. I'm getting armor reduction off the Chemist. I'm getting armor reduction off the Trapper. And then, you know, like, and then you have, like, Spirit Master, who also does armor reduction. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't. I'm not using the one that does armor reduction. But then you just have Spirit Master, who's just a powerhouse card. I'm using every single ounce of armor reduction that you can add to a deck. And all I could think about was I was overly evenly matched with this Blade Dancer deck. And as much as I want to post this as like, oh, look at me, I'm a Spirit Master player, and I beat a Blade Dancer deck, look at me, look how amazing I am, I'm so good, right? I have like only 500% more crit than him, right? As much as I want to post this and portray it like that, I really don't. I want you to look at this deck, and I want you to look at how good Blade Dancer is right now. Like, a Floral Frenzy deck that, you know, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I would have never in a million years thought that a Floral Frenzy Blade Dancer deck would be able to stand up to and punch up to the top deck that's in this format. And the fact that I feel like, and you know, like, Fun Mix Time said, you know, like, I wasn't close to losing, but I felt close to losing. Like, this is a 16 billion damage deck, or 16 billion damage game, and I understand that that's high, but in the new, like, faster format, I feel like that's the new 80 billion. I mean, people are still doing 80 billion, but I feel like 16 billion is a lot. I think, like, low, like, mid, you know, like, 5 billion is a lot in this new format. Like, not a lot of decks survive that long. Not decks that don't have, like, 6,000 crit, that have max crit or whatever. But yeah, like, I'm just doing this video to say that whenever you do win, you know, just accept your win as a win. And if you lose, it's just a loss, right? And if you don't overly celebrate either, I think you'll have a better experience in this game. I find that people who over-exaggerate their wins in any kind of form, whether it's like, oh, like posting it into your clan chat and then, you know, like being like super boastful about it or being super angry about something else, I feel like those are the people that tend to quit this game. Those are the people that tend to say phrases like pay to win and use that as a reason why they lost. Like, oh, this game, I lost because it's a pay to win game, right? If you're humble about your wins and you're humble about your losses, I think you will go much further in this game. Because I honestly feel like I definitely should have lost this game. And it feels incredibly strange to say that. But I feel like if he substituted his Dryad for literally anything else, I might have lost. And Floral Frenzy Blade Dancer is back.